halfway there. I would say 20 minutes before we get to the resort. But if you've seen my other videos, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick the GoPro up so we know what it's like outside the car. It's very interesting because you hear the sounds of other vehicles, sometimes pigs and horses and all life outside that goes on outside the vehicle. So let's put this up there. The resort that we will be visiting today is called Stilts, and it's been around for some time. I actually don't know why I never discovered it. In fact, my sister was the one who found it, and it took her some digging to do over the internet. How sharp are your eyes? Can you spot the sign Stilts? Just before we left Manila, we actually dropped off my Pomeranian dog over at the doggy boarding house. Actually, this resort accepts dogs. They allow dogs to go in provided that they are behaved, and I think they are required to wear diapers. Our travel time is about 3 to 4 hours depending how fast you drive. Some resorts over at Batangas charge per person, whereas here they charge per night. Depending on the accommodations you're staying in, we are actually staying on a house that is built over stilts. They also offer cottages that are built right in front of the beach. They also have bahay kubos, which is like a house that is built on a tree. It also depends if you want to overnight because you can come here during the day and they will charge you for corkage just for the food and drinks that you bring. If I remember correctly, this place is a little over 24 hectares. That's quite big, and they actually have 3 types of beaches. Our parking is going to be closest to the reception, and it is also closest to where we are staying. In total, there are only about 8 houses on stilts, and we are staying in the smallest one because we are only 5 persons. Our cottage can actually accept 9 people, and the other cottages can accept about 15 to 20 people. That's quite a lot.
Good afternoon po, sir, ma'am. Anong pangalan nakabook, sir? Ayun, Roco. Wish you.
Oh, guess what? Ano yun?
Ready na po yung room niyo, ma'am.
Oh, wow!
Hello po.
So that's great. We just got here to Stilts. Check-in is at 2 p.m. It's about 1:30 now. And as you've heard, Mr. Guard, our room is ready. So I'm very, very excited to go in. Looks like we're being assisted with a guy, and he's got like a little pushy thing to get all our luggages. Apparently, there are 3 beaches here, which I hope to catch on camera soon. There's Destiny Beach, something beach, and another something beach. So if we are able to go around via foot or with a vehicle, that would be awesome. Oh, and my drone made it. Thank the Lord. I'm very excited to see the footage. Do you mind reaching for the drone? You'll have to step inside to reach for it. Grab it.
Whoa,
It's good, huh?
that's cool.
Yeah. Having just got back from Europe, or the UK to be specific, you're very, very independent there. You carry your own bags. You're able to handle yourself for it. But when you get to the Philippines, there's always someone assisting you, making sure your luggages get to your room. So in essence, you don't really have to lift a finger if you don't want to lift a finger. There's always someone to assist you and help you.
Where's the bag full of
This one. My sister's not feeling so great right now. How are you feeling?
I'm alright.
Now she's holding her baby. Occasionally she does get a little nauseated, but you're doing well so far.
So far.
More excited to be here than anything. So literally from the parking lot, it's right behind us. I can already see a beach over there. So let's have a look at it before we enter Stilts, which is over to our right. Oh my gosh, wow, what a view! Okay, that view is gonna look very nice from the view of the drone. I'm all about hearing birds chirping, and there's something very therapeutic about it. I didn't bother to take a video of it, but to our left there is actually a cage full of birds, and if you know anything about me, I do prefer animals not being in captivity. On the positive side, if you haven't noticed, there are so many words of wisdom or quotes that you'll see as you're walking along, going through the reception. I think this is designed so that you take your time, you walk slowly. I think it's just great that they did this because it just sets the pace. The moment you get here, it's time to be mindful, not think about anything else but you and your time here. It also really helps that they have so many chimes around. It just makes the place seem more whimsical and magical. There was a couple of forms my sister had to fill up. She had to put things like our age, which she thought was a bit unusual. And what I like is that they sell local veggies.
True.
You need to put our age
Huh?
there.
6'8"?
Glenda, are we able to arrange a tour of the place? Because we'd like to see the 3 beaches.
Oh, yes ma'am. Mag-request lang po ng shuttle po. May shuttle service tayo.
Is there a phone in the room?
Yes po.
So we can just call na lang,
Yes.
no?
Just dial 0 lang.
Zero. Is there a fridge inside the room?
Yes ma'am.
A ref, okay. Did you hear that, Mama? There's a ref inside for our perishables.
Okay.
It's quite an interesting walk. As soon as you enter the pathway leading to the reception, which is quite official. I was thinking it's going to be a little bit more native, but it really seems like an official reception office. The path right behind us where we came from, there were so many quotes, like supposed to be wise quotes or words of wisdom, things like that. So I guess it's a good reminder. Yeah, to live and let go and things like that. So I guess when you come here, you're just supposed to detox mentally and spiritually. But aside from being greeted at the reception, right away, instantly, when you're walking straight ahead, you will see this magnificent pool right behind us. I guess it helps that the sun is out, so the water looks extra blue. I can't imagine if this is a little bit on the rainy side. It might not look so great, but right now the water is looking it's actually bluer than the sky if you see it. I saw photos online as well that the pool looks very nice at night. It's going to be properly lit, so I hope to be able to catch that as well. It's a very, very nice and sunny day, which my mom is already having her sun gear to protect her forever youthful skin. And with mine as well, I've added the lining here. So if you've seen my videos when we traveled to Donsol to go swimming with the whale sharks, and we traveled around Cebu and Walbal, this wasn't here just yet, but because it's naturally woven locally in Palawan. The sun seems to seep through, and that's why I've added another layer of material. And also, if you see inside, I actually have a bandana. That's because my sweat seems to go to the hat and it stinks. So instead of having to wash the entire hat, I think it just makes sense to wear a bandana to protect my hat from sweats. Sorry, what's until 6 p.m.?
Sa beach po.
Ah.
Mag-issue lang na ng anong oras yung main po na ng oras. Sige po. Para alam din na. Main po po ay, yes, 7 p.m. Sa beach po ay 6 p.m. Okay. Then yung nakasada po na towel sa room, ma'am, huwag na pong ilalabas. Kung need po ng towel sa pool and beach, lapit lang po kayo dito sa pool attendant po. And inform ko lang kayo, ma'am, by 8 p.m. ay pupunta ng housekeeping attendant sa cottage show para mag-collect lang po ng basura. Pwede naman pong ilabas na si basura para pipick upin na lang po ni housekeeping po. Kung may kailangan po kayo request, open po ang front desk from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. po, just dial 0 lang ma'am. Kung magpapalinis po ng room or magpapapalit ng towels, just dial 0 lang po. So yung gamit niyo po daw ma'am, na-assist na po, nandun na po daw sa may baba po, sa cottage show po. Okay,
just a couple of things to know. The moment we're checking in here at the reception, our bags are being brought to the room or the house, which is kind of cool. And she did mention as well that we do have welcome drinks there, which is very nice touch. Also, we have these green wristbands, which we'll show you in a while. It's kind of like attending a party or something, which we'll probably need to wear around. And also, since there are 3 beaches here, she did say you can just dial 0. There's a telephone in the room, and there's also a refrigerator. Dial 0 if you want to tour the entire place. It's owned by the Herrera family. It's a corporation, and this place is quite massive.
Pwede ito gamitin sa cottage?
Yes po.
Okay.
Input lang ma'am yung code. Yung code po yung numbers po.
Okay. And then, so kunyari, one person, one code, and then per day.
Yes po. Pero kung need nyo po ma'am, pwede pa po mag-request po. Tawag lang kayo dito ma'am sa front desk po.
So there are 3
Okay.
beaches, Serenity, Harmony, and Destiny. Who
Yes.
owns this place? Who's the owner of Stilts?
Herrera Family Corporation.
For baka family this.
Wait, what are those for?
We're supposed to wear these thingies.
Oh. Hey, what are the welcome drinks?
Iced tea po.
Oh wow. Wow.
Wishes.
Yeah. Check-in time is actually at 2 p.m. and we arrived at 1:30 in the afternoon. The sun is beaming and thank goodness that our room is ready. It was actually ready a little earlier than check-in time. Usually a lot of places in the Philippines you can just request to have an early check-in. I remember checking in early at the Sofitel over at Manila, and they were able to prepare our room as early as 10 a.m., which was pretty cool. For those who aren't familiar, there is a game there called Sungka, and that is a very native and local game to the Philippines. You put shells inside, Sungka shells, and then there's a way to play it. You've got two. It's a two-person game. You might just play that later on, and if you don't have Sungka shells, you can always use stones. No.
Okay lang po pumasok, ma'am.
I was thinking maybe the Stilts house is better on the far end. I was thinking Denise's Stilts on the far end might be better because we have the entire view. We're the first.
We have an entrance.
Wow. So this particular stilt house is called Dreams and Wishes, if I'm not mistaken. And the other stilt homes behind us, they have all different names. So when we go inside, I actually quite like the different colors of the glasses here. It just makes it a little bit more, it adds character for sure. It's very, it seems to be newly painted. Everything's so white, and I suppose when the walls are white, it gives the illusion of having a bigger space. Now, when you come inside, you have the first room, which is here. There are two beds, and by the way, they claim that this is good for 9 people. But I would say this is actually the coldest room among all the places just because I feel like it's properly ventilated, like it's properly sealed. And maybe this aircon is possibly 2.5 horsepower, I'm not really sure. Yeah, there are some mattresses upstairs which I'll show you in a while, but for now there are 2 beds. Well, this one is bigger and then that one is like a single bed. If you wanted to bring your mattresses down here, it's very Filipino of us to be able to sleep on the floor, and it's quite Japanese as well because some of them put the mats on the floor. I don't mind actually sleeping on the floor, but if my mom and my dad kind of snore, I'm a very light sleeper, so I don't really see that happening. There's also a lot of curtains, which is good if you love natural sunlight. And then there's enough storage room as we can see here. There's also a safe if you have some valuables. In my case, I've got my drone and my GoPro, which I don't think will fit there. But I think relatively it should be a safe space because there isn't much foot traffic here. The maintenance will come every, I think, was it 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. to collect our 8 p.m. to collect our trash. I do wish they have segregation. I don't think they do, no. Like in most places in the Philippines, I would say probably 98%. In the UK, we were always washing our plastics, our aluminum, and our paper. We had to like separate all of that, which is cool. We get to recycle somehow. And then entering here, you've got the shower. It's spacious, and there's a lot of places to hang your clothes. You've got places here, and it's a cute detail that they have a jar where the water will come out, I'm assuming. And then more hanging places or storage places to put your toothbrushes and whatnots. And it does come with shampoo and body wash. In my case, I brought my own, but I can always use that. And this is like a really cool place that you could put more of your toothpaste and soaps as well.
We'll all sleep downstairs.
What? How's it like?
Maingay
nice.
Oh, white noise. I'll sleep up here. Oh well. Parang let's sleep down. Are there any lights you have? Do you mind turning that one on there?
Isn't it bad here?